Hello guys, welcome back. Today's tutorial is going to be about how to achieve pleats, how to calculate the amount of fabric that you need to make the pleats, and also how to calculate the number of pleats that are going to be needed. There are different types of pleats, but today we're going to be working with the knife pleats. So to begin with, mark your allowance of 1 inch from your fabric or paper, then mark out the width of your pleat. Mine is 1 inch, so we're going to need 3 dots, okay, or you can mark around, but first we want to calculate how much fabric we need. So 1 2 3, as you can see, you're going to always need 3 lines to make a pleat. A pleat is made out of 3 parts of your paper with the same width of the pleats, okay. So I'm just going to label this 1, then line 2 for the fold, for the underfold, and line 3 for the lie. That's where the pleat will lie on. So this is like the pleat, the actual pleat, which will be on top. Then number 2 will be the fold under. Then number 3 will be the underlie where the pleat will lie upon. So to make our knife pleat, this is the width of 1 inch. So you're going to fold from 1, okay, you fold here where we marked 1, that is your first fold. Then on the line where we marked 2 is going to go in and it will lie under line 1. Then line 1 will meet line 3 where it is going to lay. So the pleat lays on number 3, okay. So this is how you make your knife pleats. So now we want to calculate how much fabric that we're going to need. So you get your ruler or measuring tape and measure this distance, okay. So one pleat is going to occupy all these 3 parts. So if you measure this is measuring 3 inches, okay, meaning one knife pleat will occupy a fabric or paper of 3 inches. So how much fabric would you need for your waist circumference? So what we're going to do is decide what waist circumference you're going to use. So since I'm using tiny paper, I use a waist circumference of 5 inch. Do put in your actual waist circumference here when calculating. So 5 inches is the waist circumference that I'm going to be using. Then the width of the pleat, that I'll be using will be 1 inch. So I'll write my 1 inch there. So next we go to how to get the fabric per pleat. One pleat is occupying 3 inches. So 3 inches is here. So now to get the amount of fabric needed, you get your waist circumference times the amount of fabric that one pleat is consuming. So 5, which is the waist, times the fabric per pleat is 15 inches. Okay, so that's the amount of fabric or paper that you need. Now to get the number of pleats, you get your waist circumference divided by the fabric per pleat. That's how you get the number of pleats that are needed. So you go ahead and label 15 inches, which is the amount of fabric. Then you add 1 inch for seam allowance this side. So let me just label this. This is the allowance, right? Then you go ahead and mark the width of your pleat. So 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch throughout your fabric. Then you begin to fold the same way I was showing you and pin the pleat down. So just follow along. Okay, so the same method that we were doing. So the dots 1 2 3, meaning 1 is folded, 2 goes under, then 1 meets at 3. Again, these lines 1, 2, 3. So 1 is the fold, then the middle part goes under so that 1 meets 3. We are done with making of the pleat. So for the number of pleats, we had calculated 5. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is precise with this. Then the waist circumference that we're using was 5 inch. So without their allowance, when you measure this, it should give you 5 inch for your waist circumference. There you go. Then guys, I wanted to demonstrate if you're making a width of 1.5 inch, just for clarity's sake. So you will measure the width in 3 places: 1.5 here, 1.5 here, and another 1.5. Same situation if you are also making for 2 inches, just follow through the same procedure. Okay, then to know the amount of fabric that you're going to need for a 1.5, you label this 1, 2, 3. Then you measure the distance, that the amount of fabric that will be occupied by the pleat. Here it is measuring 4.5 inch. 4.5 inches is now the amount of fabric per pleat. So to know the amount of fabric that you're going to use, if you're using 1.5, that is 4.5, which is the amount of fabric per pleat, times your waist circumference. So my waist circumference was 5 inches times 4.5, which gives us 22.5. Then for the number of pleats, you just get the 22.5 divided by 4.5, giving us 5 inches.